When you think of manga, what do you think of? Do you think of Dragon Ball Z, Fire Force, Fullmetal Alchemist, or any other good manga series? Yeah, you could probably be right. But when I say video game mangas, what do you think of? Yep, that's right. I'll be talking about the Splatoon manga, and even worse, the entire Splatoon manga series. Well, that's probably like a two-parter. I know I don't have like almost all of them. There's like four of them. But you get the point. I'll be talking about the Splatoon manga. And you probably know, like, there's some people talk about this manga saying like, oh, it's kind of bad because of. But anyways, besides that, I kind of want like a quick little video, maybe make a two-parter, maybe not, talking about the Splatoon series and maybe about the Splatoon 3 Splatland series, but mainly over just generally just all of these, maybe a two-parter. So I kind of want to let you know what's good about it, what's bad about it, and then just overall what's, really good about it. You actually may be confused, what's the series actually about? Well, I'll show you. So the series basically follows the plot of four Inklings named Goggles, Specs, Bobble, and Headphones, and they're part of Team Blue, and they pretty much just, do a bunch of turf wars. The first person that they go against is Ryder, who is a S plus ranker, which is like really good in the Splatoon games. And they pretty much go against him. He loses at the end, but he becomes a important character later in the series. And the plot of the first two books is that they go against a group called the S4, which is like S plus rankers. And the first guy they go against is a guy named Army, which his entire scheme is literally just always knowing his enemy's moves. So when Army is defeated, they go against a guy named Aloha, who is a party animal. He loves to party, which is his entire character, and he has a goofy mannerism and always likes to, do all these goofy things. And the next guy is Mask, who I guess his entire character is just to be mysterious because of the mask. And the last member of the S4 is a guy named Skull, which his entire character is basically having a freaking sniper rifle and just sniping his enemies with like pure skill. A good twist they actually have in this book is that since they defeated every member of the S4, they're like, yay, we can defeat the next guy. Well, and I'm thinking like, how in the absolute frick do you lose to a guy with a sniper rifle? And you can make an argument saying, oh yeah, he's super skilled because, S4, but like still, how do you lose to a guy with a sniper rifle? Even Headphones here use a freaking sniper and sorry, I'm just crashing out because of this one stupid thing right here. So after that, these two pretty much, go over the S4 arc. They defeat Skull in the S4 after this. This one, on the other hand, this one's actually pretty unique because, like, it literally, like, does, well, it introduces the, they go into, like, Splatoon 2 after this, and, like, they do an entire, like, I'm not even joking, like, entire, like, story arc of, like, the story mode, the first game, which is pretty interesting. So starting on book 4, going to book 6, there's this Emperor arc, and you're wondering, what is the Emperor arc? Well, there's this dude named Emperor who is really good at turf war and somehow always wins by like covering like 99% of the stage. And you may be thinking, oh, who can beat, Emperor, maybe the S4? Well, the S4 will even lose to him. So basically the whole point of the Emperor arc is because, well, I can find it here. So Team Blue eventually destroys the Krusty Dude's food truck, and they actually have to enter this tournament, which pretty much this entire Emperor arc, so they win the cash prize from. And, I can't remember his name, but, Ryder goes up against, Team Emperor, which he actually does put up a good fight against him for the most part. Like literally, like, I think just Emperor just pretty much rage baits him so terribly, but it's actually so funny at the same time. It's my favorite thing. Like, Emperor just like rage baits him and is like, yeah, you can't win because I'm so good at this game. Well, pretty much Ryder pretty much like gets on his nerves so bad. He's like, why am I so freaking irritated about it? So Team Blue does eventually go against Team Emperor, and like they actually have a really good like fight. Even I think probably slightly better than Ryder, but like not as well. Good fight, and like you think they'll probably lose against Team Emperor. Well, at the end, Team Blue wins, and they get the money for Krusty to repair his food truck at the end. So that is pretty much like, you know, the S4 arc, and then right here you have the Team Emperor arc, and that pretty much is the first 6 books, which is, you know, pretty nice. This one, on the other hand, this is where I think I actually started liking it more. Well, I liked this since like, you know, maybe the second book, but this is where I actually started liking it more, mainly because the entire 7th book is just the Octo expansion plot arc, which is like weird because like there's like it's supposed to be like, if you know anything about the, you know, Octo expansion, it's supposed to be like you play as 8, a single player thing, but they add like 4 people to this, which is weird, but you know, it's fine. I'm not complaining about it. So starting on book 8, it's like kind of a blah book, like nothing really happens, but throughout the book you actually are hinted by something new. It's a new team, rank X. And Army says here it's a new rank above S+. And you anything know about Splatoon 2, that when, you know, when X came out in that update for the game, it was actually, you know, as you can tell, it was actually above S+. And, you know, you kind of like put that in the back of your mind until you actually revealed about the new team. This is like part of the new team, rank X or X Blood or whatever the fuck their name is. It's like, basically this is the new arc where, you know, it's like the new S+, but like better. Which I kind of don't want to spoil anything else, which is this past video has been like me spoiling almost everything. But starting from book 8 through 11, which I don't have, is pretty much, you know, the Team X arc where Team Blue has to pay Krusty for his, you know, food truck again, and they have to compete against Team X. And yeah, it's pretty much like the first half of the Splatoon series. So what is the pros and cons in this series? Well, a pro is that, you know, the humor, you know, it's decent, I guess. It's not like the greatest, except for the whole, like, you know, pantsing thing. But anyways, that's like the only pro of this is like, you know, the humor's decent. Yeah, you could probably just leave after the first book, except the whole pantsing thing, which is like a recurring gag in every single book, which is like this guy Goggles, he just pants everyone, which is like, yeah, you can just leave, but like after the first book. But it's like, I mean, like, it's not a bad series in my opinion. It's just, it's not as like Dragon Ball-esque level of like, you know, greatness, but like it's fun. It's like a decent series. But do I recommend this? Not highly, but like you can read it in your own time. And that pretty much concludes my Splatoon retrospect, or what do you want to call this video? Just me talking about Splatoon. See ya.